Hi, everybody. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to our ranch.
So this week we thought we would take you on a tour of the things that we feel are the most important tools that you need to get started if you want to build a cabin in the woods somewhere. So,
Disclaimer, this is only our opinion and our thoughts on things that we have. It doesn't mean it's right for everybody.
my opinion is pretty good, so you should do it.
She has to give me my opinion because I don't have one.
So come check out our favorite things that we have on our ranch.
Come on, join us. Let's go. Have some fun.
And it would be super beneficial if y'all could hit like and subscribe to our channel. We'd appreciate your support. Come on, let's go.
So one of our favorite, most useful items that we have out at our ranch is going to be our Medea U-shaped window units. Why are these so important to us?
Well, we live in Texas, and so it gets super duper hot in the summertime and very humid. And we tried at the beginning of the summer to come out before it had even gotten real hot, and it was miserable. And we
There
couldn't
was
really tolerate
one time it was 120 degrees inside the cabin.
Yeah. So without the AC unit, we wouldn't have been able to be out here during the summer. Certainly couldn't have slept, and no way we could have worked to get anything done. So.
And she is just so doggone hot that it just heats up everything.
And that's why I love him right there. Points one. Yeah, but definitely a must have, and we've been super happy with the Medea. We actually have two of them, one here and one in our bedroom, and they cool the cabin very well.
Make it very comfortable and a whole lot easier to get more work done. We were a whole lot less productive when we didn't have any way to cool down out here, for sure.
Absolutely.
So next on the list of the most important items out here at our ranch is my power tools. I couldn't really isolate this down to just one or two tools because all of these are invaluable in all the projects that we have going on out here. I know there's a lot of you out there that are either DeWalt or Milwaukee or, you know, whatever your brand of choice is. But for me, I'm not a professional carpenter. I'm not a professional woodworker. I am an amateur. I'm a DIY guy. We're doing this cabin ourselves. I don't need to spend a lot of money on my tools as long as the tools will perform and do what I ask of them. The great thing about Ryobi is they're easy to get. I can get them in my local Home Depot. I think I've got one or two actually that I've actually purchased off of Amazon. All these tools use the same batteries. I do have multiple batteries. I only have a couple here on a dual charger, but I've got drills, saws, multi-tools, lights that all work off of the same batteries. So it makes it very convenient that all of my tools work on the same batteries. So it's very hard to pick probably my favorite here, but probably the most used items on this table is going to be the impact driver here and probably that light right there. But all these tools are invaluable and get used pretty regularly. I even have a little battery powered shop vac back here that works good for cleaning up some of the dust and mess and the cracks and crevices and stuff. So it would be very difficult to get a lot of the things we do at our ranch done without all these tools. So we're gonna group them all up into one big clump and say power tools. So another one of the useful tools that we have out here at our ranch is a ladder. They are great for reaching new heights. We've used the ladders. We have actually multiple ladders out here. This is our big 12-foot step ladder. We also have a big extension ladder that we've used for painting outside. And then I've got another...
We have an 8-foot one. We have a step stool one. Lots of versatility in the different ladder sizes.
They come in really handy for the various jobs. We have different lengths and different ladders depending on what we're working on. So obviously the extension ladder is more for when we painted the outside and doing exterior work. The step ladders are more for the interior work. But that's why we have multiple ladders, different jobs, different purposes.
Yeah, so we've used it for when we did the framing, for when we put up the sheetrock, we did it for the painting. We're going to be doing gutters here pretty soon, so we'll need them for the outside when we do the gutters. It's just one of the things that are good to have around.
Yep.
That's why we chose ladders.
Yep.
Look, let's step up our game and keep going.
Yep.
Step it up. Woo! So as y'all have seen in the videos, it gets really dirty out here, and when it rains, the clay sticks to your feet, and it's really miserable. It just traipses on everywhere. So the floors get super dirty. So even though it's not really a tool or a crazy item, a broom is a must-have for me because I need to have it be clean. So we make sure everything is super swept well before we leave every week, so when we come in, it's very clean and welcoming and inviting, and you can rest and relax because the floors are clean and not clumpy. It's also great for the front porch. All the clay soil, it gets very dirty, and the porch will never be beautiful again as it was when we first stained it, but the broom definitely helps, and I try to get that swept every day. And bonus tip, it's great for getting spider webs off the porch, because we come out here and the spiders have laid their webs everywhere, so the broom works really great at getting the spider webs off the porch. And if I need it, I can fly, baby, I can fly. So great tool to have at the cabin.
Don't worry, she is a licensed broom pilot. Tony, why don't you tell us about the next item on our list? On the price is... No, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
The next item on our list is this bed right here. So anyway, when we first bought the cabin, one of the first things we bought was the bed. We bought the frame, like an 18-inch frame, so we could put storage underneath, and then a foam mattress just for easy comfort. So one of the things when we get out here, we work hard, and so we want to be able to sleep comfortable. We had air mattresses for the first couple weekends, but we quickly transitioned to just buying a bed. So been pretty great.
I know I'm kind of a smaller guy, so you say, well, why didn't you stick with the air mattresses? I'm just kidding. I'm not a small guy. And when you wake up in the middle of the night or early in the morning on an air mattress, you might as well have slept on the floor, because that's where you're at.
Very true.
Thank you.
So, yeah, you're welcome. You speak truth.
I do. I'm an honest guy.
Yeah. So the bed. It's Bella's #1 favorite place. It's where she likes to hang out all weekend long. I'm sure you've heard her barking from the bed many times, because not only does she like the bed, she wants us to sit with her on the bed so that she's not alone.
This is true.
It is true.
It's factual.
Everything is satisfactual. Okay, moving on. So the Blackstone is definitely on the list of tools that you must have out here on our ranch. It comes in handy. Definitely a must have.
Just to clarify, it's actually a member's mark, which is Sam's Club. It is not a Blackstone.
My griddle, okay? My griddle. I'm not a huge cook at home. Like, I do it because you have to feed your family, but I don't love it. I like to bake. Cooking, okay. But being out here where this is my view, it's pretty awesome, and so it makes cooking so much more fun.
Oh, and as a side note, check it out. Tony's rocking some bib overalls.
She gone country.
I am digging the overalls, though.
Thank you.
We got these off Amazon. We'll include a link on the video. We do get a little bit of commission if anybody clicks on and purchases from our Amazon link, so just a little disclaimer. Little head to toe. Mama's ready to work. Mama's ready to work.
Let's go eat.
All right, so the next item up on our list is our generator. This happens to be a Generac 6500. and it does everything we have asked of it out here at our ranch. It'll run both window units, power some lights, power battery chargers, everything we need it to do. It does a great job in providing us power.
So we also have the smaller generator, so you don't necessarily have to have this big huge thing. You can have the smaller generators as well.
True, we have a little 2200 watt inverter generator, which if we weren't running the AC units right now, that one would do just perfect for charging things and running the lights.
And it's not as loud. This one can be a little loud.
Right, it's much quieter. However, it won't power both. It'll power one AC unit, but it doesn't like both of them. So it's just easier to run the big one. The other thing that's nice about this one is this one has an 8-gallon fuel tank, and this one will run about 15 hours on 5 gallons of gas, where the other one I have to gas up about every 4 hours or so. So this is nice. We can sleep all the way through the night if I gas this up before we go to bed, and it'll run into the day without issue. So love this little generator. It's done a great job. It has really no bells and whistles to it. It's just a down and dirty workhorse.
All right, it's time to get down to business. And by business, I mean dirty business. So people ask, and we've shown you before, how we use the facilities when we are out here, but this toilet has been super great. So super easy. It feels like a regular toilet when you're using the restroom, and we always have it ready for the next person. So we have a little bucket here.
Not a snack plate.
No, please. That we put a liner in, and then we just keep the baby wipes and extra liners in here, so when you have to go, you just take this out, lower the lid, and bam, you're ready for some business.
Ba-bam!
Bam! And then you take it out, put the next bag in, put this all stuff back, and you're good to go.
And you know what we call that? Potty time with Sean and Tony.
It's potty time. It's potty time!
And next on our list is
The shipping containers!
ba-boom! No?
Sure, yeah.
Okay, so
Ba-boom!
shipping containers.
Okay.
These are great because they are watertight. They offer a secure storage of tools, equipment, materials, side-by-side tractor. I mean, you could lock your kids in there if you wanted. No, I'm just kidding.
But we did ventilate them, so technically you probably could. Yeah.
So they're ventilated, but they are very cost-effective storage out here for dry storage and to keep things secure, since we are really out in the middle of nowhere. So
they've been really great. Like you said, they were affordable. It was way cheaper than trying to build storage, and it's watertight, so it keeps everything nice. And there's still doors. I don't even know how to unlock them and lock them because it's too heavy and whatever. So they're very secure.
that's so I can hide new tools in there. She doesn't even know about them.
Yeah, I have no doubt
I'm
about
not
that.
I'm not gonna teach her how to open them. No
He's
way.
taught me. I just am not a good retention of that. So anyway.
So it is in our plans to paint these and make them look prettier, because they are kind of an eyesore. They're not very pretty to look at. But we do have plans to do a little container beautification in the future.
Yeah, once it cools down a little bit,
But
less humid.
Yeah, less humid. Yeah. They serve a great purpose though, and we're very happy with the decision to bring on two. So yeah.
Yeah. So we got two 20-footers. There was an option to get a 40-footer, but we divided it so that you didn't have to unpack everything to get to the things in the back.
Right. We did consider a 40-footer that had doors in both ends, which would have been okay, but then you've got to figure out logistics on where you're going to set it so you do have access from both ends. This 40-foot's a pretty long run to be able to get stuff in and out, especially if it's blocked by bigger equipment or tools or whatever. So the 20-foots were a good option for us.
And
we were
you want to show them how
aiming-
we were able to put them in the trees? Oh, okay, cool.
So we were able to clear a pathway into the trees and kind of bury them off the cleared pad side a little bit and stick them back in the trees so they're not just right out in the middle of our clearing. So kind of nice. I think it also helps kind of shade them a little bit and keep them a little cooler in the summertime.
And so, you contained that segment very well. Whatever.
You see what she did there?
Whatever.
So in this shot, we've got a threefer of some of our most favorite and useful tools at our ranch. One of them being our side-by-side Thor, which is a Yamaha Viking, which has a pretty bad to the bone light up here. It's Texas flag. That was there when we bought it, so I can't really take credit for it, but it was definitely a freaking awesome bonus on there. This is a 2014 Yamaha Viking. We did pick it up used. It was in great shape, low hours. This is very useful for moving materials around, for doing various chores and projects around the property. It is also very useful for taking corn to our deer feeders, seed if we're planting seed. It's great when Tony's bringing me a drink, a cold drink, when I'm out working in somewhere.
Put the chainsaw on the back.
Yeah, put the chainsaw on the back, clearing trails or whatever. It's a great support vehicle if we're working on the tractor, doing other things. It is four-wheel drive.
I would like to say it is great stress relief. So sometimes it gets hot in here in more than just one way, like the sun.
It's so hot in here. Is that how that song goes?
No.
Oh.
No, but it was a good effort. Good
How does
effort
it go?
for you. Anyway, so it's a good stress reliever. So you can get in there and drive fast down the road, and then everybody's calm.
Let the wind blow
again.
through your hair.
Yes, because sometimes he needs that. Little high strong this one.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes. And it's great for AC. Like, honestly, you're so hot, you're sweaty, you get in there and go fast, and the wind hits their sweat, and it's like AC. It feels pretty great.
Well, it's kind of like AC. It's not totally like AC, but whatever.
Anyway, continue.
Oh, can I have it back?
You may.
Okay, thanks.
Yes.
All right, so the next thing is our 18-foot trailer, which we use for multiple things. We use it for hauling supplies out here, such as lumber for when we were framing walls inside. We also use it for hauling sheetrock. We use it for hauling our tractor when we have to take our tractor somewhere different, service, whatever. It is also great for hauling our side-by-side here if we have to take it in to get it washed or serviced, or maybe we're going somewhere else for a day or something and we need the side-by-side of the tractor. We've got the trailer where we can move that around. This trailer, if you've also watched a previous video, we used it to move a deer blind here not too long ago, and it worked great for that. I rigged it up where I can slide a winch up there on the front, so it's got some versatility for doing different projects. So very happy with the trailer. It's been a very useful tool. The other thing that you can see in this picture is my pick-em-up truck over there. It has been an invaluable resource as well. I use it to pull the trailer, pull the tractor, pull the side-by-side, building materials and everything. But it's also very handy that when we come up here on a weekend, we actually fill the bed of that truck up with ice chests, supplies, materials, tools, whatever it is that we're going to need for the weekend, to change of clothes. All that is able to fit in the truck between the back seat and the bed of the truck. Could you do this without a pickup truck? Absolutely. Has it been an invaluable tool to us? Yes, it has. If we had a different vehicle, could we make it work? Absolutely.
And the same thing with the trailer. We could rent a trailer if we needed to. We just have enough reason to have one that we decided to purchase it versus rent it.
Absolutely. If you were going to jump out and do this where you're going to build a cabin out in the woods, a trailer, is it a necessity? No. Like she said, you can rent one. You can borrow one probably if you got a friend or something that has one. But there are other ways to do this without the expense of buying the trailer. So, ba-boom!
Is that going to be your catchphrase this whole time?
I have no idea. I don't know why I'm saying that, sorry. So another one of my most useful and most favoritist tools out here is my John Deere tractor. It is a 3025E 2022 model with a loader. This thing is a workhorse. I did a lot of research on different tractors and deciding what was the best fit for us and what we needed. We didn't want anything too big that we couldn't get through the woods with, but we didn't want anything too small that didn't have the ground clearance that was going to prohibit us from doing some of the things that we wanted to do, and clearing land and making trails and preparing food plots for wildlife and things like that.
Digging up trees?
Digging up trees. We have some great attachments. As I mentioned, we've got the bucket, we have a box blade, we have a stump bucket, which is used for digging up trees, roots and all, which works pretty good on smaller trees. And we also have a brush hog for cutting down tall grass, brush, weeds, things of that nature, which is very handy in maintaining trails and even the frontage road.
Forks.
And I have pallet forks, which are great for moving equipment, moving trees, unloading trailers, lifting heavy objects. The forks are great. Very happy with this little tractor. We've had no issues with it whatsoever, and it's just a workhorse. We did go with the 25 horsepower model because it doesn't have the emissions control stuff on it, because it's below the horsepower range. So I don't have to worry about DEF. I don't have to worry about a regenning. And honestly, for what we're doing, I can say that there's a couple of times where I might have needed more horsepower, but those are few and far between. And it's just a matter of making adjustments to the equipment to make that where it's not a problem for the things that we're doing. Very happy with the tractor. Again, this is one of those things that you don't have property. This is something that you could hire out. It's something that you can rent. It's something that you can do. Some of the work that this tractor will do is something that can be done by hand. It's not as quick, it's not as efficient, and it's definitely much more blood, sweat, and tears required. But this is definitely not a requirement to do what we're doing.
But a major bonus, and one of the few things that we decided was worth it to finance, because we're trying to do everything by cash. But we did go ahead and get the tractor because we saw the value in having it.
Right, and what big boy doesn't like a big Tonka toy, right? I mean, hello. Always wanted one tractor, never had a reason to get a tractor.
Yeah.
And I jumped on the first opportunity
He jumped.
that I had to get a tractor when we got this property. So I am like a kid in a candy or kid in a toy store.
There you go.
With this tractor. I absolutely love it. Love it.
And we'll do a 1-year review here pretty soon.
Yeah. It does need a bath. We're hoping to load it up on the trailer here one day soon, take it in, give it a bath, and then we're going to do a 1-year review on the tractor. But love this thing. It's been a great workhorse. Hi there.
Hi.
So another invaluable tool that we have at our ranch is a good ice chest. As you know, we don't have any power out here other than the generators, so how we bring our food and drinks and everything else is via ice chest. So a good quality ice chest that's thick and well insulated is, I wouldn't say a necessity, but pretty close to a necessity.
It's a necessity. We actually have gone through a couple different ice chests, or tried a different that we had at home. And some of them might have a 5-day rating, but burn through the ice in 12 hours. And so,
especially when it's 110 degrees out here. So this happens to be an Arctic brand ice chest, and it does a pretty good job of keeping ice for several days.
Right.
We do have a little igloo.
Yeah, the downside to this one is once it's full, it's pretty heavy because it's so well insulated that it's heavy and it doesn't have wheels. So it's great, but
it's even heavy.
I can't do it by myself.
It's heavy when it's not full.
Yeah.
So that's the downside. Is it is heavy. It is hard for one person to handle. You know, if you can, it's a 2-person job. The igloo one that we've got is about the same size, and it does have wheels on it. It's much easier to maneuver. It's just not as much insulation in it and doesn't keep ice near as long as this one does.
But you know what we discovered is we always bought our ice from the store, but we discovered the ice machines, and those are fabulous and they're inexpensive. And so when we do need a refill, there's one about 20 minutes away from us, so we can just go into town and get a 20-pound bag of ice for $2. Pretty great.
Yeah, and there's actually one by the house, and it sells in 16-pound bags for $2. But we'll grab a couple of those on our way out of town, and then if we're out here for more than a day or two, then we'll run into town and go to the ice machine and get more ice. The nice thing about that too is if we're in a bind for water for anything, these ice stations, you can also buy water. So kind of off subject, but there
Just
you go.
Tips for living off grid.
There you go. Tips from Uncle Sean and Aunt Tony.
What? Can I be the cool aunt?
Sure.
Okay, cool.
All right, so ice chest. Check.
Bam!
Boom! All right, so another one of my invaluable tools at our ranch is my Echo 20-inch chainsaw. It's a CS490. Purchased this thing from Home Depot. We didn't have property when I purchased this. We had a hurricane that was possibly coming to Houston. And so I told my wife I needed a chainsaw. So I was gonna go buy one, and if the storm didn't hit, I'd return it, but I never returned it. So
I'm so surprised.
So I've got this Echo chainsaw. It runs great. It starts up every time. It's invaluable for dropping dead trees, for clearing trails, and for cutting up firewood for the fire pit out here. So another thing that, is it an absolute necessity to have? No. Don't break my saw.
Okay, I'm helping you. There you go.
Thanks, Heidi. It's not necessary. I mean, you don't have to have one, but I'll tell you what, it makes your life a whole lot easier. I do have a little rechargeable one. It's a Ryobi that runs off my Ryobi batteries. And a lot of times we'll just throw that in the back of the side-by-side for trimming branches and stuff on trails. But in my opinion, there is no replacement for a good gas-powered chainsaw when it comes to cutting down trees or cutting up big logs. So definitely helps.
He has one because he can. That's just the bottom line. That is a toy. I mean, a tool.
It's a tool.
Yeah.
But come on, guys. Chainsaws are freaking awesome, right?
Yeah.
They sound cool. They throw wood chips everywhere. I mean, they're dangerous. They're freaking awesome.
And it has been necessary to remove some of our trees, so it's been a good tool. But
that reminds me, your brother still owes me a steak dinner.
So he bet my brothers that he could fall a tree exactly and call the line before he did it. And
he actually threw a water bottle out on the ground, and I was following a tree, and he said, "I'll buy you a steak dinner if you can hit that water bottle."
True story. He did it.
I dropped that tree right on that water bottle.
It's my man right there. It's my man. Yep.
Yeah. So they're not only good for work, you can play games with chainsaws too. So, anyhow.
A good chainsaw. Taking a short break, but as always, do the do. Sean has to poop. As we take this little break, thought we'd take the opportunity just to say thank you for your support. We appreciate you watching. We appreciate your patience as we go through this adventure in building this cabin. We know we're probably not moving as fast as some of you would like. We're not moving as fast as we would like either, but we're just paying as we go so that we don't get in over our heads and enjoying every minute of it. So again, thank you for your support, and we hope that you continue to watch us along this adventure.
All right, so one of the other most useful tools out here is my miter saw. This happens to be an older Ryobi saw. It's electric, so it has to be plugged in. But this thing is probably my most used big power tool. We used it while we were doing the framing inside, We used it for building the wood rack. We used it for building the outdoor shower. Even when we just had it at home, we used it quite a bit just for, Bella likes it too, apparently.
Use it for the rails, handrails?
Yeah, used it on the handrails, so it's just a quick, easy, down and dirty tool to cut different angles and stuff, even straight cuts. So I would say that this was probably one of the more frequently used tools out here, even more so than the table saw. All right, since we mentioned our air conditioner units, in the wintertime, which we have been out here through a winter now, it would get downright cold, and the only way that we could stay even remotely warm was with this kerosene heater. And that was before we had the spray foam insulation. So this would make it bearable inside. Sometimes it would make it almost too warm, but when it was really cold outside, this was a lifesaver. So it works great. I would say the only downside to this is the cost of kerosene and keeping kerosene on hand to refill it, but there's no really bad odors or anything that come from it, and it did a great job of keeping us warm last winter. So in the wintertime, this is definitely one of our most useful tools at our ranch. So another one of the tools that we found to be very useful at our ranch is our Avanti airless paint sprayer, and this is from Harbor Freight. And believe it or not, for being from Harbor Freight, this has been a great sprayer. We sprayed the outside of our cabin as well as Cameron's cabin with it, and it made pretty easy work of the spraying part, so applying the paint to the main cabin. It worked flawlessly. It was easy to clean. That was probably the longest part of it, though, is just cleaning it up afterwards. But the instructions were easy to follow, and it worked great. And like I said, it made pretty quick work out of painting the body of our cabin and the body of Cameron's cabin, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, and then the inside, we'll use it again.
Yeah, we'll use it again when we start doing interior paint, when we're ready for that. And I anticipate that it'll be just as good for that, and applying the interior paint should make pretty quick and easy work of it.
And the kitchen cabinets and everything else that we have coming up ahead.
Kitchen cabinets, also painting the exterior of the containers when we get to that.
Spraying the tongue and groove with
Tongue and
stain,
groove.
or, yep.
Hi, Bella. You say hi? So we've got plenty of more projects that we'll be able to use this with.
Well worth the money.
Yeah.
I wanted to do it by hand. I'm so glad we got the sprayer.
I think we spent $199 or so on this from Harbor Freight, and that was with a coupon. So they go on sale pretty regular, but they also have a lot of accessories that you could buy that they keep in their stores for these Avanti air sprayers. And so I was pretty impressed. I wasn't sure how it was gonna be. I didn't know if I should spend the extra money or rent like a Graco machine or something like that. But this has been a great machine, and it's worked flawlessly, so very happy with it. So another one of my most useful tools is my Rigid Pro Gear system here. It is 3 different toolboxes, and they all lock together here on the side. You can snap them together. It's a dolly on wheels, so I can take it and pull it around. I don't have this latched down.
Why don't you try me the side snap again? Turn it to the side.
They all lock together with these little snap system here on both sides, and if I do that, then they're locked together and they won't come apart. It's on wheels. This handle goes up and down, so if I need to store it and I don't have the top boxes on there, I can break it down into a smaller package, but it works great for taking my tools home or bringing them back up here, or just moving them around for project to project here on our ranch. So definitely a useful tool. Again, not a must-have, but it is a very useful tool in our circumstances.
Hey, can I have your wallet?
Why?
So, one of the best used tools on our ranch is this. Credit cards! So, not really, but we have used it because we have an airline one. So we try to buy everything on the credit card, and then we get air miles, and that way we can get Corey home at Christmas time because he's in school in Idaho. So the credit card has worked great for getting the things that we need and then paying it off every month and building our airline miles. Don't go into debt though. It's not worth it.
That's backwards.
He's so anal. Okay, here you go.
Hi everybody. How are you?
So I was gonna say my favorite tool, and now he's truly a tool, so it works out well. My favorite tool out of everything we have here is gonna be this guy. So Sean has been very handy. He is patient most of the time when he's teaching me the things that I don't know, because I've never been super handy, but it's been a fun adventure. But he is definitely my number one in all of the ways, but definitely a must-have for me out here on our ranch. So.
I'm not sure if I should be flattered or offended.
Dude, you are a tool. All right, one of the things that we love about being out here is our shower. So not a must-have, but definitely a luxury item. So we built this as one of our first projects that we did after we had the cabin structure built. We didn't really have a plan that we followed. We kind of winged it a little bit, but I have a good wingman, so it worked out well. Oh my gosh. Wingman, dorkman, whatever. So come on inside, let's check it out.
Call me Goose.
So this is the shower. Built a little shelf in here so that we can put all of our toiletries on there. So we have the shampoos and soaps and everything. We have solar lights. We took them off to stain. We haven't put them on back properly yet since we stained, but they work great, solar charged, so they come on at night when we're taking our shower, and it works out really good. Our thing puts out good pressure. It came with this one here, but we wanted something a little bit more taller, so we put an extra one here so you have some options. You can see the controls from our Camflux outdoor water shower here. It heats up super fast, and the pressure is pretty decent for being what it is. So love this shower. We'll take you to the back side so you can see how it works, and Sean will tell you about it.
This Camflux heater runs on propane, and then we have a battery. So the heater itself just works off the propane, and then it's got D-cell batteries in here that that ignite the fuel to heat the water, and it's on-demand hot water. We have a battery that runs this little 12-volt pump. This is what actually pumps the fluid from this 30-gallon tank through the heater and out the shower head for the shower. So this thing is a freaking rock star. So if this thing was like a celebrity, it'd be Jelly Roll.
But now, instead, we just shower and you can see our jelly rolls. Oh!
Good point, good point.
So our outdoor shower.
Freaking rocks. It's amazing after sweating your butt off out here all day to take a shower. All right, y'all. So another valuable resource that we use here at our ranch is, believe it or not, YouTube. YouTube is a great resource for information on doing various projects, especially if you've never done them before. It's an educational resource. Troubleshooting, how to install sheetrock, installing gutters, repairing a generator, making trails, planting food plots, building deer feeders. There is a lot of information that we've obtained using YouTube that's helped us get through projects that we maybe didn't have the confidence or a full understanding on what needed to be done to accomplish those. And it's also fun to watch other people go through their journeys on YouTube also and pick up ideas from them as we go through this journey.
Yeah, so it's been pretty inspiring to watch some people as we struggle with some of our things and challenges that we have. We have reassurance that we can do it and that it might be difficult and we don't have to be speedy, but it's inspiring to watch other people go through their journeys, like you said.
That's right. Nobody said it'd be easy, just it'll be worth it.
All right, so YouTube, Awesome resource.
Thanks for joining us at our ranch adventures this weekend. Unfortunately, it's time to conclude the weekend and head back home and go back to work for another week. But thanks for joining us. If you like our content, please smash that like button and subscribe. And as always, go have an adventure of your own. Bye.